Hey everyone. Happy to be back. Happy to be back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wherever you are on this planet, I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Hey there. Well, in this space and in this place, we get to meet each and every week on Saturday. This is what I have coined the Inn on Saturday, a place in which you get to go within yourself. Really access the depths of who you are. Access the essence of who you are. And to bring that essence of beingness into everything that you do. Into your job, into your family, into your relationships. Because it creates a richer, more connected life. Instead of trying to be and to fit in to anyone else's mold, you just have to show up as yourself. That's the beauty of doing that inner work, and then bringing that inner work into everything that you do until you become the essence of who you really are. And really what I mean by that is the unpacking of all of the layers of who we think we are once we enter this world. And as we begin to unpack everything that we're not, we access everything that we are. In this space and in this place is where you get to press the reset button on your life. Hey! And return to what's most important. My intention each and every week, and I say this each and every week, is to make these sessions simple, easy, and effortless. Because when you do experience these sessions as being simple, easy, and effortless, you'll begin to bring the lessons, the wisdom, the tips, the ideas into everything that you do. And then begin to see the results of the seeds that you're planting in your life. That's the good stuff. Today's topic is centered around family and what it means to be family. Sometimes that word is very triggering for certain people. And for other people, the word family is very nourishing. There are good vibes attached to the word family. There are 3 keys that I'm going to discuss and share with you today around family. So let's begin. Key number 1 is that family is what you make it. Family is what you make it. And we'll get into that. The second key is that family essentially is what you need, even if you think you don't need it, based on the family that you came from. And number 3 is that family essentially is a place in which you share. It's a community, it's your foundation on how you see the world and essentially how you see yourself. Number 1, family is what you make it. For many of us, we were brought into families that were grounded in understanding the importance of a legacy, of building upon generations past, and then leaving something more for the generation that currently exists. And having margin for something greater, creating something greater for the generations to come. There are people that just get that and understand that. And I'm sure over time, they've learned that. And then there are some of us that aren't born into that. In fact, we came into a family that we questioned, why in the world would God place us with these folk? Because I'm nothing like these folk. And I feel out of place. I feel like the black sheep in the family. I feel like they don't get me. They don't understand me. And I didn't really get what I needed from the family that I was given. And some of us are impartial regarding our family. They're all right. We don't have such extremes, whether it's great or not so great. It's just, they're all right. They're all right, They're human. Sometimes they got it right and other times they didn't. Some of us have that ease around our family. And some of us don't even know who they are. A lot of different feelings attached to family. Here's the thing about life, is that at each moment we get to create the family life that we want. The life that we want. That even if we weren't born into this idea of having a loving, compassionate, nurturing family, we get to pick and choose our family through our friends, through mentorship, and maybe even through witnessing, being around someone else's family that gives us an idea and a sense of knowing what family really looks like and feels like. And sometimes family for certain people might be the church or another religious group or sect. That's the beauty of life, is that there are multiple opportunities to do this thing called life over again. And for those of us that were born into families that were amazing, that got it truly right in the sense of knowing that they're seeding into the family for a future harvest, right? An abundant harvest, seeding into the lives of their children so that they can grow up having a sense of love toward themselves and others, and also a sense of responsibility in knowing that their life is not just their own, that what they do and everything that they do matters. How they treat themselves is a reflection of how they treat others. Having a broader sense of community and bringing that community into everything that they do. It makes me think about a time when I was in college, in fact. And in college, I met someone that I really admired. Admired from the sense of not just who they were, but the wisdom their family imparted in them. And I would be around this person's family because I was close to this person. And I was around their family all the time. And it gave me a different perspective of what it looked like through their eyes. I knew what family looked like through my eyes. But it was the first time my eyes were wide open to seeing how it looked through someone else's eyes. And what I mean by what it looked through their eyes is how they moved through life was based on this almost like a chain, if you will, that's brought with them. And not a chain in a bad way, right? We think of chain and shackles in not such a great light at all. But what I mean is that there was this legacy that was following them, a legacy of understanding on how they saw life. And the beauty is that it expanded even how I saw life. I brought the wisdom from my own family, the beauty from my own family, the lessons from my own family, the harsh realities from my own family, and also had an opportunity to level up and see life in an even greater light. How many times have we looked at life in that way? That every experience is an opportunity to create a deeper sense of family. Every relationship that we're in, every lesson that we learn, every person, every experience that we're around adds to this sense of communal family. It's really important to get this, because every lesson and every experience in our life shapes how we see life, shapes how we raise our children, shapes how we have experiences and relationships with our own family members. So when I say family, yes, I'm talking about the nuclear sense of family from what we've come from, what we're born into. But I'm also looking at the broader aspect of family, looking at the collective good, looking at how every experience adds to the sense of beingness in this world. That each of us are connected, whether we're blood related or not. We are all connected. And what we do and how we do it matters. Because someone else is watching us, even when we don't think that they are. And here's this thing about the collective good, is that it impacts, there's a ripple effect in the world. That every good deed that we do creates a ripple effect across the world. It's energetic. It's a vibe, man. Essentially, we are all one, and we have a responsibility to live from that state of understanding and knowing. How many of you understand this? How many of you see this lesson as an opportunity to now think about how we address this word as family differently? The fact that you and I meet each week means that there is essentially a connection between us. We, in my eyes, are family. And I have a responsibility to you. And you have a responsibility to everyone in your life, even those that you don't know. That's family. Which leads me to key number 2. That family is essentially what we all need. What we all need. Now that we are breaking down the walls of what we originally thought family meant and looking at it as a collective union, at the core of our being and every part of our being, we need family. But here's the beauty about this. It's not just that we need family. It's that we are family. That part. With an understanding and knowing that we are what we want. That we move through life as though we already have it. That we already have it. That we are the prototype of family. And it doesn't matter if my mom didn't raise me. It doesn't matter if my father wasn't around. It doesn't matter if I didn't have what I needed. That regardless of all of that, I am the prototype of family, and I get to create it on my terms. If I had what I needed, if I received the wisdom from my father, if my grandmother was around and was able to give me the lessons in her life, share those lessons with me so that I can move through life with a greater sense of knowing, then I am still the prototype of family. And I get to create it on my terms. I get to build from where I am, no matter where I started. There's someone that I highly respect, and he's been in my life for a long time. My father passed away when I was 15 years old in 1986. And many years later, into my adulthood, I met this wonderful man through a friend of mine at the time. And his name is Mirdad. He taught me so many things. The beauty of nature. How nature essentially teaches us so many things about life and how to be, how to show up with trust and certainty. Understanding that we are the seed in everything that we do, that we are consistently planting through our words, through our thoughts, through our deeds, and through our actions. And the fruits of our labor is based on the seeds that we're planting in life. That it is all connected as one stream. Family. Oh, I'm giving you some good teaching today. But here's another thing that he shared with me that's so profound. He calls it the realms of the heart. And what he means by the realms of the heart is that when we see a person in life that we admire from the standpoint of how not only they treat themselves, how they think, how they act, how they move, and how they relate to others, how they show up in the world, how they give. It's that they have what is called, or what he calls, the realms of the heart. Meaning that childhood aspect of who they are is developed. And then the sibling realm in their life is developed. And then that parental role in their life is developed. And that each of us have those three at the foundation, those three levels of relationships that we must fully develop. Even if we don't have children, even if we don't have siblings, even if we don't have the kind of parents that we wanted in our life, we can essentially still develop that aspect of our life through the people that we engage with, through the people that we choose to partner with, be in community with, be connected with. that we can still learn at the very core of our being how to be a good parent, how to be a good sibling, a sisterly relationship. Have you ever seen friends that when you're around them, they seem like they're more like sisters or brothers or brother and sisters? Because they have this understanding and knowing, or not necessarily sometimes knowing, but there's at the core of their being, they're operating within the realm of that sibling relationship, which is very healing. And then when you look at certain relationships from a parental role, whether you're being parented or where you are doing the parenting, that aspect of your life, parent to child, is a spiritual relationship, a soul-connected relationship that's necessary to be developed in your life. And you can see this kind of relationship even in a husband-wife relationship, in which sometimes the husband is more of the parent to the wife. And then there are times that the roles switch in which the wife is more of a parent to the husband. And then you see this kind of relationship within the sibling, as I mentioned before, relationship within a husband and a wife, where they become almost like brothers and sisters. So they're moving throughout their relationship in different aspects of the relationship, whether it be them being more of the parent or them being more of the sibling, or perhaps them being the child. Now, what my mentor Mirdat said is that healthy relationships move through those dynamics fluidly, effortlessly, easily. That the relationships that don't necessarily work out are the ones in which you're operating within one level of your relationship all the time. For example, maybe perhaps you're more commanding and you want a subservient woman, or vice versa. That relationship is never going to last forever or have a joyous, loving, connected kind of relationship, because you're operating from one aspect of the relationship. So I mentioned 3 different levels within family, the nuclear, that you take with you into every aspect of your relationship, not just husband and wife relationship, but also a friendship should operate within all those different levels as well, for there to be a lasting, loving, connected kind of friendship. That you don't just stay within one realm within a friendship, because that friendship is not going to last very long. There are moments in which you need certain things within a relationship. Boy, when Mirdat taught that lesson to me, I started looking at the relationships in my life that didn't last long. And they didn't last long because we were stuck in one aspect of our relationship. And then I looked at relationships in which lasted the test of time, relationships that I still have today. And it's because we flow through those different dynamics. There are moments in which I'm more of the parent. There are moments in which I'm more of the child because I'm needing guidance. There are moments in which we're flowing as brother and sister. And the beauty of that kind of relationship, is what creates a long-lasting relationship. And then what if you took all of those 3 levels into a marriage? Oh, now you got some good stuff. Because both of you are coming to the table with an understanding, a nuclear, a family, flowing within these dynamics, different aspects of the relationship fluidly. It's such a beauty to behold. Which leads me to key number 3. Key number 3 is that family is community. It is a place in which you share. It's a place in which there's give and take, which goes back to that fluidity. There has to be give and take in any relationship for it to last. And when relationships have that beautiful flow, it's an example to those that are witnessing that on how to be and how to live with ease. And when you have that foundation in your life, everything that you do becomes richer. I tell you, a few years ago, I moved back to New York City after living in Maryland for 25 years. And what I didn't realize until I moved back here is how much I missed having a sense of family. Family in the way we understand family. And it made me think about how I created my family in New York, in Maryland, through beautiful friendships that I developed. Just really interesting. There was such a deep level of introspection that I had around family. And how moving back here to my roots, if you will, healed my soul in a way that I didn't even know I needed. Which is why I really want to talk about this topic around family and how important it is. Whether it's from an actual true sense of the word family that we have come to know, or a global sense of the word family. That is really where we're headed. That's truly the evolution of family. We have the nucleus, and then we have the collective, right? And that all of it matters. And to take none of it for granted. To take none of it for granted. I love that we have this space in which we get to talk about some intimate things. A place in which we come together to just be. We don't have to try to be anything else other than who we really are. My intention for each and every week is to make these sessions so smooth and easy that you'll glide your way back here. You'll glide your way back here each week. I'm grateful to have you. Let's get ready to lock in and seal in today's mindful session. Let's get comfortable in our chair or wherever we're sitting. Let's put our phone on vibrate, which is what I will do right now. Or you can turn off the ringer if that works for you. You can close the door, turn off the lights if you want. light a candle, play some music, relaxing music, or none of those things. The main point is to be comfortable and to create an environment in which you will be fully here and fully now. I'd like for you to pay attention to how you're breathing. Just notice the rise and fall of your chest. Just pay attention to whether you're breathing using more of the muscles in the upper part of your chest, like your shoulders or the upper aspect of your chest. Or if you notice that you're breathing more with your belly, right? Where your belly is expanding as you're breathing and contracting as you're exhaling. Just being aware without any judgment. And if you notice that you're breathing more with your upper chest, then I ask that you be conscious about the breath. Drop the air down low into your diaphragm. And intentionally breathe from this space. Please pay attention to also what your face is communicating to you. Just notice if you are clenching down in any way. I'd like for you to relax your jaw and create some space in between the upper palate and lower palate of your mouth. Now please bring your attention to the corners of your eyes. Just notice if you're squinting, if you're carrying a lot of stress in this part of the face. I just ask that you soften that area of the face. And then to bring your attention to your eyebrows. And just notice if you're frowning in any way, creating any tension in this upper part of your forehead and eyebrows. And just release and relax. As we're breathing, I'll ask that you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, remembering to drop the air down low into your belly. So let's begin by breathing in. And breathing out. Please place one hand on your belly, which will help your mind to know that as you're breathing, you're going to ensure that the air enters your belly. Your belly should expand on the inhalation. And then as you're exhaling, your belly should deflate. So let's begin breathing in. And breathing out. And on the exhale, I want you to hear yourself breathing out. The sound of your own breath is very relaxing. So there's a method to this breathing practice. Let's breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Breathing in and out. One more time. And breathe out. Please release the breath. Return to the natural inflow and outflow of your breathing. And just internally scan your body from head to toe, noticing any subtle shifts inside of you. Noticing any softening that's happening. And now let's return to our breathing practice. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Let's release the breath. Return to our natural inflow and outflow of our breathing. And again, internally scanning the body from head to toe. Noticing any shifts that are happening. And simply noticing without any judgment. We're trying to change the way you feel. We'll now go deeper into our meditation. I'll ask you a few soul questions designed to help you clarify who you are, what you want, what your purpose is, and what you're grateful for. Please bring all of your attention to your heart center. That's the area of your chest. The first soul question is, who am I? Who am I? Removing your name, removing your gender, removing your race, removing your culture, removing the family that you grew up in, removing your financial status, removing your career, or whether you're a student, removing all of those things. Who are you now? The second soul question is, what do I want? What do I want? Allow whatever responses to come to you, whether it be in the form of an image, a sensation, a feeling, or a thought. However it comes, just be open. What do you really, at the core of your being, want? The third soul question is, what is my purpose? In other words, what is my calling? What is the reason that I am here? Allow whatever responses to come to you, whether it be in the form of a sensation, an image, a feeling, or a thought. However it comes, try not to judge the response, the answer. Just allow yourself to be open enough to receive whatever comes to you. What is my purpose? The final soul question is, what are you grateful for? Gratitude is the entryway into everything that you could ever imagine. Allow yourself to just recall all of the things that you're grateful for. Please release all of the questions and answers And return to your breathing. Just mindfully following the inflow and outflow of your breath. Internally witnessing the rise and fall of your chest. We'll now go deeper into our meditation. I'll introduce today's Sanskrit Mantra, which is So Hum. So Hum. Please repeat So on the inhalation and Hum on the exhalation. Repeating today's mantra silently, almost as though it's a faint whisper in your mind. Repeating So on the inhalation and Hum on the exhalation. If you notice that your attention has drifted to thoughts in your mind, sounds in the environment, or sensations in the body, please bring your attention back to repeating today's mantra. So on the inhalation, Hum on the exhalation. Try not to think of any profound thing to happen as you're repeating today's mantra. Just simply, effortlessly, easily repeat so on the inhalation and hum on the exhalation. Please continue meditating. I'll mind the time and let you know when our meditation is up. Please release today's mantra and return to the natural inflow and outflow of your breathing. Allowing yourself to just rest. Resting in existence. Resting in awareness. Resting in bliss. Existence, awareness, bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Just rest. I'll now introduce today's intention. As I repeat the intention, please repeat the intention with me and allow the words to flow through your entire body. Today's intention is loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. As you move through the day, please bring that intention with you. Please place the palms of your hands together at your heart center, having a moment of reverence right here, a moment of gratitude to your soul, a moment of gratitude that you showed up today. Please bow in gratitude to your soul. And when you're ready, you can softly open your eyes, raise your head, and extend the blessing Namaste. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you all for showing up today for today's topic around what it means to be family, from the sense of family that we have come to know in this world, of what family means, and then bringing that understanding, broadening that understanding of family to the collective good. Understanding that our life has purpose, and that purpose is to nourish each person that crosses our path. That is family. And that each and everything that we do adds to this collective good in the world, and it creates a ripple effect. And essentially, what we're creating is a kinder world. What real family looks like and is. The three topics that I discussed today around family are: number one, family is what you make it. It's absolutely what you make it. Number two is that family is what you need. even if you weren't born into a family that you want to bring with you. And you get to recreate what that family looks like. That's the beauty about life. It always gives us a do-over. And number 3 is that family truly means community. It's where you come to share, to give, and to take. That the seeds that you're planting create the harvest that you reap. Family. In this space and in this place, you get to commune with me. I hope that you consider me family. I certainly consider you family. And we get to come together each week and discuss something that we can bring with us into our life. Some wisdom, some tips, some advice, some guidance. Somebody has to do it. And I'm grateful that I signed up to be one of the many that have decided to do this. Please follow me on YouTube. You can find all of the mindful sessions on my YouTube page. And every mindful session is backed up with meditation and breath work. Right? It's kind of a way in which you get to walk it like you talk it. And for this whole discussion around family, if you'd like, you can find more details about it in my book. Okay, How Are You Treating Life? You can purchase my book at, the publisher is catalystpublishing.org. If you'd like a copy, I think it's maybe $9 or $12 for the book. But in chapter 4, Mirdad and I mentioned Mirdad earlier as a person who introduced me to the realms of the heart and extending this whole thought process around what family looks like, which really begins within ourselves. And also it begins within the various aspects of relationships that we have within ourselves and how we show up in the world, how we show up in other relationships, etc. I expand on that in we expand on that in chapter 4. Chapter 4 is tied to the heart. All right, it's tied to the heart. My YouTube page is called, I forgot to mention, Rise 360 Coaching and Consulting. Rise 360 Coaching and Consulting. I would love for you to like and subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me for you to do that. And I will see you next week. Same place, same time. Is that cool with you? All right. I'll see you then. Thank you for coming, and thank you, each of you, for being here today. I really appreciate that. New Earth TV, thank you so much. And each and every one of you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My son is on here. Hey! All right. I love you. I love you. And I'll see you next time.